Hello there guys and welcome, it is Niran here and today it is time for episode number 8 of our FIFA 15 career mode series here with West Ham United. Last episode of course we won 2 games for the first time in this entire career mode against QPR and Burnley, and as you can see on the calendar today we'll be playing Manchester City in the Barclays Premier League, a really tough game, and Yeovil Town in round 4 of the Capital One Cup. But before I get into anything I'd just kind of like to apologise. If you've seen my channel, I haven't really posted, I think, in 4 days, and I've been a little bit sporadic before that. It's just because this week I've had so much work to do. I've had essays to give in, performances, homework, revision, had a personal statement to write to send off to university as well. So I've just had an absolutely ridiculous amount of stress and work to do, unfortunately, this week. So there should be a video this Sunday. If not, it'll be Monday again. But after that, I should be going back to videos every other day. But I do apologise for the time I've been gone. You know, I know it's only been 4 days, but you know, I could have done 2 videos in that time. So yes, I do apologise for that, but it's just because of the sheer amount of work I've got at school at the moment. As you can see in the background, we've got the squad report going on there. Ravel Morrison with a bit of growth. I think was it Umtiti with a bit of growth as well there at 1. Zarate at 1 now to 77. Downing down 1, unfortunately now down to 76. Nolan down 1. Benzia at 167. Jenkinson up to 72. And yeah, I just as a bit of a prelude to this video, as you can see all the stats going on in the background and all the players, feel free to stop at certain players if you really wish to see their growth a little bit more. But this is probably going to be quite a hard episode. Obviously, we're playing Yeovil Town in the Cup. I'm wanting to play a lot of my youth players in that game, so that's not, you know, that's not a quick fire, surefire win either, because I'm wanting to play quite a lot of youth players. And against Manchester City, well, it's just going to be horrendously difficult. As you can see though, before we get into anything, I'm looking for a few players really for my GTN scouts to be scouting me. As a defensive midfielder, central midfielder, and attacking midfielder, all playmakers and all first team quality. Unfortunately, you can't just select a whole central midfielder. You have to go all 3 of those. So I set all those 3 instructions up, and any position first team quality with only 1 year of their contract left. Because obviously, as we get into January, you can start to buy people on pre-contract agreements for free in January, but they'll arrive in July. So I'll be hoping to get a few more bargains, obviously, on Aston Villa career mode. I got Clement Grenier for absolutely nothing, so I'll be hoping to recreate that at some point during this career mode and during January. So that's something I'm planning to do, and a central midfielder is certainly a position I feel as if I need to strengthen in terms of depth. As you can see, though, we're getting into the first game of the episode against Manchester City. Just from them walking out, they clearly have signed Edinson Cavani and Sami Khedira just to add to our woes. It's an even better Man City team, although they don't have Aguero. As you can see here is the squad. We're going with Zarate up front as Valencia continues to be injured, with Niang and Downing the preferences as the wingers, and pretty much everything else is the same. Manchester City got the first chance. Cavani played through, a little bit of hesitation that allowed Adrian to come out and smother the shot. Another shot there from Cavani a little bit later on. Nothing really happened in the first openings of this game. 27th minute there, a decent strike from, I think that was Zarate as well, and a great strike about to come in from Morrison on the half volley. What a strike that is, and what a save from Joe Hart. It was a pretty quiet first half an hour, but then it started to come alive. Zarate there winning the ball back off Mangala, and a good save there from Hart, although I did want him to take it on his right foot. Nice through ball though there towards Niang. He wins it off Mangala, who's having a bad game, and he would strike home, and we're beating Manchester City. How are we doing this? Manchester City's such a good team on this game, and somehow we're actually not just winning, we're actually pretty much dominating. Hart gets a hand to it, but can't do anything about it. And that's 1-0 right on the stroke of half-time. As you can see there, what a nice little flick that is, I think, from Zarate. The ball over from Downing towards Niang. He puts it over, and the first time shot there from Zarate is a little bit poor, but what a move that was. Really nice bit of play. That nice little flick there from Zarate to set it all up. Really good stuff there. Downing with a second attempt there, forcing a save from Hart. He's going to come out towards Morrison. He's going to strike it again, but it's straight at Joe Hart, and he's there to catch on the follow-up. And Manchester City were really under the cosh, but then a great chance for Yaya Toure. He hits the post from the header in the 57th minute. It was such an end-to-end game in the end. The next chance would come, though, a little bit later in the 79th minute, and a great one-handed save there from Hart with Stuart Downing's shot there. But from the short free kick, Morrison's going to give it to Willems. He's going to curl it, and right into the top corner. Let's just be honest, who expected that? What a goal that is from Jetro Willems, the young Dutch left-back, of all places, of all guys, to score such an awesome goal right in the top corner against Man City at a vital point in the game in the 82nd minute to make it 2-0. Now Jarvis is set through to try and make it 3, but another good save from Joe Hart prevents him from doing so. Manchester City did go forward though, so quick footwork there from Nasri. He pulls it across for Edinson Cavani, and he's going to get a goal back just to make it a little bit uncomfortable towards the end of the game, but that is in fact how it would end, 2-1, and we have claimed yet another scalp, beaten Liverpool, of course, in the Cup. There you can see the stats, 15 shots, 15 on target. We not only dominated, we were so accurate. It was absolutely incredible. Joe Hart actually got man of the match. Best rating for us, I think, went to, but it was joint between Downing and Niang there with 7.8. Willems, though, Willems has got a special place in my heart after that goal. What a goal that was. Might make a Hall of Fame for this career mode. He'll certainly go in it just purely for that goal. As you can see, the board are now quite happy with our performance after that win, of course, against Manchester City. And now we're going to go through a few central midfielders who were scouted with those instructions and the reasons why I'm putting them on my shortlist. Here you can see Alexandru Maxim, the Romanian from Stuttgart. Amazing dribbling and, of course, 5-star skill moves. Now we've got Johannes Geis, 21 years of age, defensive midfielder. Looks as if he's got decent potential and probably quite cheap as well, considering the team he's from. Then we've got Zlatko Junozovic, whose contract is expiring in 8 months. That's the same reason we're looking at Ongenyi Onatsi, the Nigerian from Lazio. Then we've got Peparim Hetemaj, the Finnish central midfielder there from, was it Parma? And then we've got Kivo Verona's Alberto Polosci and Besiktas Ogujan Ozyukub. And a lot of those guys I'm looking for because their contracts are expiring. That's the reason I'm looking at Polosci, Junozovic and Onatsi. So if I could get all three of those guys for nothing, they do seem like pretty good players, and they're not, not a bad age as well. And Onatsi, of course, 21 years of age with a huge amount of potential. We are, though, going to get into the second game of this episode. I do apologise again. I know so many people wanted 3-game episodes. And I am going to do that. I did see that in the comment section. Don't worry, you guys absolutely exploded the question of the day. But I will be doing that next episode just because of the lack of time I had. As you can see, though, here is the squad. Benzia, Mbolo, Bahluli and Nolan starting. Cresswell and Jenkinson there, the fullbacks, and Tomkins also getting his first start since I joined. But as you can see, the first chance of the game in the 5th minute, and Mbolo, the man just can't stop. The man can't stop. He's 17 years of age, and he's just, there's nothing wrong with him. His finishing is great, his pace is great, his strength is great. Nice little ball played forward from Koyate, and his strike a little bit later on there, forcing a good save from Wheel in the Yeovil goal. But 1-0 up there, thanks to that goal from Mbola. He would be set away again, but a great save yet again from the Yeovil goalkeeper for preventing it. And yet again, he was at it again there with a one-handed save from Benzi. But as you can see, Tomkins from the corner really doing well to get away from his marker at the near post. Great ball in from Amil Fatano. He's going to head it in. Really, really nice goal there from Tomkins. It has to be said, and that made it 2-0 in the 27th minute. Yeovil actually going forward in the 32nd and forcing a great save from our Spanish goalkeeper Adrian. But yet again, Brill Donald Mbolo is going to be set away, and yet again he's going to be denied by the Yeovil goalkeeper, really pulling out the stops. As you can see, the same combination there, Amil Fatano to Tomkins, almost creating, actually, a second goal for our centre-back there. As you can see, though, Benzia played forward in the 79th minute after a very quiet second half, and he is going to make it 3-0. It really was a very, very uneventful second half, especially in comparison to the first, but it did mean we won the game 3-0 pretty comfortably against Yeovil. Pretty happy with that. Only 3-0, I suppose you could say, against a lower league team, but with our youth team basically out. As you can see, Blair Turgott actually finished the game as well, but Mbolo starting, Nolan starting, of course, as well. Diego Poyet came on a little bit later on. Bahluli and Benzia doing well as well. Amil Fatano getting an 8.5, but man of the match going to Tomkins after his goal. As you can see, here are the other results as it stands in the Capital One Cup. Wimbledon beat Swansea. What an upset that is, 2-1. Chelsea are also out at the hands of Leicester, and Manchester City are out at the hands of Aston Villa, which means, worst case scenario, the best teams are going to be playing are Arsenal and Manchester United, who are yet to actually play their game in the 4th round, but it's looking as if we could go far as long as we don't get one of those teams. As you can see, though, in the background, we've got a random squad report, scout report for youth players, but it is now, of course, time for me to ask you guys my question of the day. I was meant to do it in the middle of the episode, really, but it here doesn't seem too bad either. What central midfielders would you like me to buy in January? Now, I've already been having a look at some central midfielders. As you can see, I scouted them earlier based on how many years they've got left on their contract and the such like, so feel free to leave any more suggestions. Of course, I've only done 1 month's worth of scouting, one week's worth of scouting so far, so there'll be a lot of good central midfielders out there for cheap prices. I've got about £7 million probably to spend in January on a central midfielder, or of course two. As you can see, though, ending the episode, we're going to look at the table. Chelsea at the top of it on 22 points. Now, they've managed to overcome Manchester United, who are also on 22 points. And it's Liverpool, Manchester City and Swansea. We find ourselves in 8th, just behind Everton and West Brom, and just above Arsenal after that great win against Manchester City. 3 Barclays Premier League wins in a row. Not looking so good for Aston Villa. They're down in 17th place, just in front of Burnley in 18th, QPR and Crystal Palace rounding out the relegation zones. But I really hope you enjoyed this episode of Career Mode. Feel free to smash the like button if you did, comment about enjoying it if you enjoyed it that much, and subscribe if you are new around here as well. Again, I do apologise for how long it's been since I last made a video, and also the fact there's only 2 games in this episode despite you guys asking for 3, but from the next episode onwards, when we're not in the transfer window, I will certainly be putting 3 games in per episode, unless there's a ridiculous amount of 5-4s. If there's like 2 5-4 games, then I might not be able to fit all of that in, but seeing as you guys wanted 3 games an episode, I will certainly do that for you. So nevertheless, I hope you enjoyed, have a brilliant day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.